Today we're taking a look at some MLB matches, which are happening on Thursday, April 22nd, 2021, and giving you my betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. So here is my betting suggestion for Chicago Cubs versus New York Mets match. The Chicago Cubs weren't expected to be all that good this season and have thus far met those expectations. However, I believed at the beginning of the season that the Cubs are undervalued, and I continue to hold that belief. The Cubs have a strong lineup that has underperformed. Additionally, Chicago has a few talented pitchers, such as Thursday's starting pitcher Trevor Williams. Given that, is there value in them for their matchup against the New York Mets on Thursday night? My model believes so. Let's take a look. New York has seen its lead in the National League East evaporate over the last few days. The Mets have dropped consecutive games to the Cubs and have now lost 3 of their last 4 games. They got off to a 6-3 start this season before going on this mini losing skid. Wednesday's game will be one that they want to immediately move past. Chicago has been the worst offensive team in the MLB this season, which makes Wednesday's final score even more surprising. The Cubs poured in 16 runs in an explosive effort. They had tallied 13 runs in a win over Atlanta last weekend, but they had not scored more than 4 runs in a game outside of those contests. But the line had moved to plus 115 as of Wednesday night. I think there is a lot of value on the Cubs at plus money. Their offense is bound to find some consistency in the coming weeks. They simply have way too much talent to continue putting together bad performances, as shown by Tuesday's game. The Mets will send out Joey Lucchesi. In his 2 appearances so far, Lucchesi has 5.0 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts and a 5.40 ERA. He put up 3 earned and 3.0 innings in his last outing versus the Rockies. Over on the Cubs side, they were able to cobble together some nice offense in the Tuesday game for the win. On Wednesday, the hits didn't stop as Chicago posted a blowout win. Javier Baez and David Bote combined for 3 hits, 8 RBI, and 4 runs. On the mound for the Mets will be Joey Lucchesi, who has pitched 5 innings so far this year, giving up 5 hits and 3 runs. On the mound for the Cubs will be Trevor Williams, who has gone 14 innings so far this year, giving up 16 hits and 6 runs. My betting advice for that game is to pick Chicago Cubs. Now here is my betting suggestion for Los Angeles Angels at Houston Astros match. The Angels are coming off losing 2 of 3 games to the Rangers at home, while the Astros were swept by the Rockies in a quick 2-game series after losing 2 of 3 themselves against the Mariners on the road. Both teams started off the season strong, but neither has looked strong over the last few weeks as the Athletics and Mariners have surged to the top of the standings and the Astros have fallen to last place in the AL West. This 4-game series has the ability to really cause one team to falter or one team to surge back near the top of the division, all based on their play over the weekend. The Angels' offense, which started the season as one of the hottest in Major League Baseball, has definitely slowed down of late and put far too much pressure on the pitching and defense. Mike Trout continues to be one of the most complete players in baseball, leading the team with 6 home runs, second with 12 RBIs, and leading in batting average as well, hitting .393. Trout has already homered twice in 2 games against Houston this year and will look to continue to dominate against the divisional foe. Houston started the season looking like they weren't going to let the distraction of the last 18 months deter them at all from the AL West crown, but a recent cold spell now has them looking up at everyone else in the division. Houston has lost 9 of their last 10 overall, and the lack of offense seems to be a large contributing factor. Kyle Tucker leads the way with 4 home runs and 11 RBIs, but is only hitting .169 on the season so far. Yuli Gurriel leads the team with a .333 batting average, and it doesn't help that Jose Altuve, who has actually started the season off strong, remains out. The Houston Astros are set to send right-hander Christian Javi to the bump to take on the Angels in Game 1. Javier is 1-0 with a 2.08 ERA through his first 8.2 innings in 2021. Javier has 11 Ks in less than 9 innings, which is very impressive. Javier has not conceded a single home run and has only surrendered 2 walks to his opponents as well, which are all great stats to see. Javier has been great this year, but his stamina still isn't where he needs to be, and he hasn't pitched in a few weeks after getting demoted, which means he'll see MLB talent for the first in a few weeks when Trout and Ohtani step up to the plate. The Angels have the 3rd best offense in the league and are the 2nd best in hitting for average and home runs. My betting advice for that game is to pick Los Angeles Angels. Now here are my betting suggestions for Miami Marlins versus San Francisco Giants match. The Miami Marlins are on the road as they open up a 4-game series with the San Francisco Giants Thursday night. Miami closed a 2-game interleague set with Baltimore at home on Wednesday afternoon looking for a split. The Marlins took a 7-5 loss in the opening game of the set Tuesday night. San Francisco finished a 3-game set on the road against the Phillies Wednesday afternoon looking for a sweep. The Miami Marlins are 7-9 and are doing well after making the playoffs last season. They're coming off a home set which ended with a series against the Baltimore Orioles. They will be sending lefty Daniel Castano to the mound, and he is coming off a start against the San Francisco Giants where he pitched 5 innings while allowing a run on 3 hits with 2 walks and did not strike a batter. The San Francisco Giants are doing decently well to begin the 2021 season as they are 11-6 and are on a little bit of a winning stretch. They will be sending righty Aaron Sanchez to the mound, and he is coming off a road game against the Miami Marlins where he pitched 4.2 innings and allowed a run on 5 hits with 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. The Giants were an elite offense at home last season. This season, however, has not been the case. The Giants are scoring just 3.5 runs per game at home this season, instead, relying on the excellent starting pitching to keep offenses at bay. I give the advantage to Castano in this matchup, however. He's in a great situation tonight, as the Giants have been pathetic against Southpaws at Oracle Park. At home this season, the Giants boast just a .552 OPS and a 68 WRC+. Moreover, the Giants should struggle against Castano's slider tonight. The Giants are currently second to last in weighted slider runs created at -11.7, and Castano's WOBA on the slider is still well below .200. I also think this is a prime letdown spot for the Giants. San Francisco's bullpen pitched a lot in their series against the Phillies, and Evan Longoria is out of the lineup on a rest day. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Miami Marlins. The Marlins are 4-1 in their last 5 road games and 2-5 in their last 7 during Game 1 of a series. The Giants are 5-1 in their last 6 home games and 9-4 in their last 13 overall. The over is 5-1 in Marlins' last 8 overall. The under is 12-4 in Giants' last 16 overall. The Marlins are 1-4 in the last 5 meetings in San Francisco. The San Francisco Giants look for a win after winning 5 of their last 8 games. The Giants have scored 17 runs in their last 3 games and 4 or more runs in 5 of their last 10 games. The Giants are 5-3 this season when scoring 4 or more runs. Evan Longoria leads the Giants with 16 hits and 9 RBI, while Donovan Solano and Buster Posey have combined for 28 hits and 7 RBI. My second betting advice for that game is to pick under. Now here are my betting suggestions for Los Angeles Dodgers versus San Diego Padres match. The Padres have fallen to .500 on the season after racing out to an 8-3 record in the early going. Los Angeles took 2 out of 3 when these teams met in San Diego last weekend. The San Diego Padres played the Milwaukee Brewers on Wednesday, but that game was not yet complete at the time of this prediction. The Los Angeles Dodgers were off on Wednesday after splitting a 2-game road series against the Seattle Mariners. San Diego was excellent in the first 2 weeks of the season, going 8-3 in its first 11 games. The Padres have really seen their level dip since then, losing 7 of their last 9 contests. They are now on a 3-game losing skid after getting swept by Milwaukee to open the week. San Diego lost its first 2 games against the Dodgers last weekend, but it salvaged the series with a 5-2 victory on Sunday. The Padres scored just 3 total runs in the 3 games against the Brewers. They ranked number 14 in the MLB with a team batting average of .233. Los Angeles dropped consecutive games for the first time all season when it fell to the Padres and Mariners in back-to-back contests on Sunday and Monday. The Dodgers bounced back with a 1-0 win at Seattle on Tuesday before having an off day on Wednesday. Starting pitcher Julio Urias threw 7 innings of one-hit baseball and struck out a career-high 11 batters. The Dodgers scored their lone run on an RBI single in the 3rd inning. They have certainly seen the offense cool off after a dominant start to the season. Los Angeles now ranks 5th in the MLB with a team batting average of .248. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Los Angeles Dodgers. Weathers is 1-0 with a 0.93 ERA through his first 9.2 innings of the season with the Padres. Weathers has been outstanding so far this season, as he has only allowed 1 earned run this season. Weathers has also earned 10 strikeouts and has only given up 3 hits. The Los Angeles Dodgers are projected to send the young righty Walker Buehler to the bump for Game 1 of this series. Buehler is 1-0 with a 2.00 ERA through his first 18.0 innings of the season with the Dodgers. Buehler has yet to have a bad start this season, but in his last start, he did allow 7 hits to the Padres, so he will look to lower that number on Wednesday. With the current state the Padres are in, I do not see how they compete with Buehler and the Dodgers, at least in the first game of this series. Rather than taking a side, I think the strongest play is on the under, as I think both starters and bullpens will keep this game low scoring and tight. My second betting advice for that game is to pick under. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.